It's time for Artist Direct on KDEC FM 100.5, your local connection to the music scene. Today's program is made possible by Holstrom Jewelers, Elm Street, Cresco.
From the backstage door, the gentle waves of sound, they take me in and wrap me up in a time I knew before. Without the family here, it can be so cold. Even with the band, you're a one-woman show. He sings the songs we know to like and not love. Jonas on the road. A preacher man with a not hymnal, he starts us off with country road. And after fire and rain, I'm feeling closer to find with the girls of Indigo. Well, those healing hands, they play a simple chord and restore my soul. They're playing the songs we know to like and not love. Jonas on the road. Country roads take me home. Oh, Jonas on the road. Jonas on the road.
Artist Direct on FM 100.5. We are joined in the studio by an ensemble I'm not exactly sure what to refer to as.
We are the I Heart Lucas Blekeberg Band.
The I Heart Lucas Blekeberg Band. I was going to say 10 strings and a voice. I like that one.
That works.
Or 2 amateurs and a hope.
I think we can move. I think we can move past that one. It's Jeni Grouws and Lucas Blekeberg joining us on Artist Direct this morning.
And I just have to say, first of all, thank you, Tim, for agreeing to do this, and thank you, Lucas. Literally an hour ago, well, okay, maybe an hour and 10 minutes ago, Lucas didn't know he was going to be doing this. Frankly, neither did I. But we had a little issue with Artist Direct this morning, and this is what kind of stunning opportunities you have with someone like Lucas, because you can call him up and say, hey, I know you're just waking up, but could you just grab your violin and come in, and don't worry, we're just going to play some songs and we're going to do Artist Direct. He's like, you bet, I'll be there.
Yep, there you are. So what did we just hear? What was the song we just played?
That's a song I wrote a few years ago called Jonas on the Road, and it's actually I hope to save this recording of it, actually, because when I traveled, Tim, and Up With People in 1993, my vocal instructor for the year that I toured was Jonas Thun, and Jonas is from Sweden, and he's just the most gentle, phenomenal guitar and vocalist that I had ever heard. And one of the best things about traveling on the road was, it was chaotic, it was busy, you were in a new family every other day, but every once in a while, Jonas would grab his guitar and go sit in a corner, and you could hear them, like the notes or people singing, and it was always songs you knew, like Indigo Girls or some of the classics like Cecilia, things that people could harmonize with. But John Denver. But it made you feel like you were a part of something homey and lovely, and not just this chaotic travel schedule all the time. And I really appreciated that, and it stuck with me. It was a very comforting time during that year on the road. So I wrote this song, but I just thought Jonas on the road it needed to be Jonas. I had to Americanize it just a little bit.
I understand. I've heard you sing that song before, and I've heard Lucas play it before. I didn't know that was your song.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize it was your song, Jenny.
It's about Jonas Thun.
Super.
Yeah.
So Lucas, Jenny, not today, but when you guys have practiced and rehearsed this before, because I assume
we've played a couple of times.
I assume you've played this a few times. Jenny says, Lucas, I've got a song I want you to work with me on.
Yep, that's right.
And you just come up with the violin fill for it.
That's right. I hear her play it some and listen to what the chords sound like, and I add something that works.
Piece of cake.
Let me tell you a story. The story is, so was it maybe 3 years ago when we were at a thing called Musicland? And Musicland was an opportunity for some area musicians kind of to get together and just play some songs. Well, I had just written that song and had never played it for anyone other than my family, who was tired of hearing it at that time. And so I thought, I'd like to do it for this group, but I didn't want to do it alone. It needed violin. I kept hearing violin. And here's this. How old were you 3 years ago?
14.
So here's this. He wasn't quite little because, I'm little, he's taller. But he's this little 14-year-old with his violin, and he was so talented. And I just grabbed him and I said, what are the chances you can come up with me to this hill of grass over here? We're just going to run through it once. Trust me, you'll be able to do it. And then we're going to go perform it. And his answer at the age of 14 was, sure. As if it were no big deal. And we went and sat on a grassy hillside. We ran through it one time, Lucas. Do you remember that?
Yep.
You played, and then we went in and did it for everybody. And that's when I knew that this kid had something really, really special, because he could pick anything up. It didn't stress him. It didn't faze him, and he did it well. And that's what he continues to do. I'm just glad I know Lucas.
I'm glad I know Jenny.
Well, there's something to be said for not being stressed and fazed with getting out your axe and playing. Come on up with something on the spur of the moment, like this morning or anytime. I mean, so you've been, at the time you were 14 years old. How long had you been playing? When did you start picking up the violin to play?
Age 7. I started taking lessons from Eric Sessions, a local musician.
Nice.
And I've played ever since then.
So what about the way that Eric taught you to play the violin has helped out in being improvisational with your instrument?
Well, he taught me a lot of things. He taught classical, how to play classical violin, the technique behind it, and he also taught how to use your ear and listen. And he taught me tunes by ear and by reading music, and that really helped to learn to be able to do both, I think.
Listening is a key factor. Listening is something I don't do often enough in being improvisational when I speak. But it is extremely important as a musician. You've got to listen to what your partner is doing. You've got to listen to the song you're learning to hear exactly where you want to go with it.
Well, and I think, a lot has to be said for instructors that allow you to learn that technique, because it's a technique that often I think we're most ready to perform by, but then we're taught how to go strictly by what's written, by note. And we kind of lose that ability, or we lose the fearlessness of trying stuff. And then we become afraid that we're going to do it wrong. And it happens to kids. It happens to kids all over the place. So the fact that you have an instructor in Eric Sessions that was able to say, now we're just going to play something by ear, and you're going to kind of meander your way through it, and you'll get there, I think really builds up a bravery in an artist. Not to mention, not to discredit Eric, because he is a phenomenal instructor, but I have to say there's something also innately talented about someone like Lucas, who can literally just listen to things. Because there's a lot of people with a lot of instruction in both ways. But I do think that's one of the things that's most fun about working with Lucas, is that he really can pick anything up. We did a co-op event 2 weeks ago, and we had never played blues together. And I just said, do you think you can, it's going to be just us and a couple other people, can you do some blues improvisation on either the mandolin or the violin? And of course he said, sure. And he did. So, you got to appreciate an ability like that.
A fearlessness. Absolutely a fearlessness. So your instruments, Eric, while you guys are getting set for your next song here, I'm sorry, Lucas, we're talking about Eric.
We're talking about Eric, it's okay.
So violin and mandolin, what else do you play besides those two?
Yep, I would say those are my main instruments. I have played viola in the past. I don't own one currently, but play viola, a little piano, and I've tried to teach myself some guitar and banjo.
And he's a vocalist.
But the violin and the mandolin, those are both 4-stringed instruments.
That's right. And yep, they're the same strings, but mandolin has twice as many.
Has twice as many
as violin.
Strings.
Twice as many strings.
A mandolin has 8 strings?
Yep.
They're really close together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to look closer. I thought it was a 4-string instrument. So the similarities in technique and in playing, are they the same? Are they same key? Are they strung the same way? Are they that make it? Is it an easy transition from a violin to a mandolin as a musician?
I think it is, because the two instruments are tuned the same way, and it's easier for me to figure out where to play the notes on the mandolin when I've already known how to play the violin. And it's kind of a matter of switching from bowing to plucking.
Mm-hmm. And if you didn't have your mandolin with you and you still needed to play a mandolin part, you could just hold your violin like you're holding it right now and just let it rip.
That's right.
Yeah.
Though probably not. It doesn't sound quite as good as a mandolin, but
I bet you could make it sound good. I bet you could pull it off. Okay, what are we going to hear?
Well, we're going to hear actually something that Lucas brought to me. And in fact, I should say that Lucas and I are going to be playing, and we'll throw out some other things too, but we're going to be playing together on June 7th. It's a Thursday night. It's kind of the opening night of the Lawn Chair series, except they do that first one at like a Phelps family night up at Phelps Park. So we'll be playing I think, 5:30 to 7 on that Thursday night. And so we were trying to come up with songs. And Lucas, how long have you been playing these two tunes that we're putting together here?
Several years, I'm not sure. They're traditional old-time fiddle tunes. One's called Sandy River Bell, and the second is Shove That Pig's Foot a Little Further in the Fire. What a great name, huh?
Like a classic
fabulous name of a song. So we're gonna put these together into a little medley here?
We're going to put these together into a little medley, and I'm going to try to keep up with when he transitions, so we'll see how this goes. If you hear the mistake, it's not Lucas's, it's mine.
It's Jeni Grouws and Lucas Blekeberg on Artist Direct on FM 100.5. There's Lucas Blekeberg and Jeni Grouws on Artist Direct here on FM 100.5. Tell me the name of that medley again.
Sandy River Bell and Shove That Pig's Foot a Little Further in the Fire.
Shove That Pig's Foot a Little Further in the Fire.
That's such a disturbing title.
Now, as a musician and also a songwriter, is there a phrase like that you're waiting to build a melody around? Shove that pig's foot a little further in the fire.
Not yet.
What?
Although I do have two songs that are written by title only.
Okay.
I haven't actually, so I should say I have two titles for songs that I haven't written. So the other day we were one of my bands, Absolute Hoot, played at the Haymarket a few weeks ago, and we noticed that there were people that were dancing only by touching the red squares on the floor of the Haymarket. So I am in the process of coming up with a song called the Red Square Dance. That's going to be specifically for our Haymarket fans.
Right, where you can build some in-house references into there that only people who visit that venue
It'll be
would
like
understand.
Haymarket specific. And then also, the other song that I'm in the process of writing comes courtesy of Mike Bachman, who one night down at T-Box we were coming up with brilliant song titles, and he wins. He told me I need to write one for him. It's going to be called Drink Until You Want Me. So those are the two songs that are in the works.
That's what Jenny's got in the bag. What are you working on, Lucas?
Well, I don't know if I have songs with titles that are quite as great as that.
Come on, you just had a song called "Shove That Pig's Foot Further in the Fire."
So those two that you played are those old? I mean, are those things that you've penned, or are those old time tunes, or are those traditionals, or what were those?
Nope, they're not mine. They are old time traditional tunes that came from the Appalachian Mountains, and just no one knows who wrote them. They're just kind of heard and written down. People come up with their own versions, and I've learned mine. And that's what they were.
Have you? You've been playing for a long time. Have you jotted down any progressions and melodies and things that you're working on at this point?
Yeah, I have. I often come up with random little bits of musical ideas, and I have to record them or write them down really fast before I forget them.
Yeah.
And I've written some instrumental tunes and some songs with lyrics, but I often have incomplete ideas that I just don't take the time to finish. But eventually I want to.
It's not an unusual problem.
No.
You'll get there. You're just trying to finish high school.
Yeah, really. You got a lot going on right now.
What year are you right now, Lucas?
I'm a junior.
Okay, yeah. So he's still this is what I'm saying. He's still got another year of school.
So now the other guys you play with in the Bread and Butter String Band, do you work some of those ideas that you've come up with into some of your songs and sets and things like that?
We haven't yet, but I'm hoping to.
Yeah, okay.
And I have to ask you, do you guys have any gigs coming up?
Yeah, we do. In fact, May 27th at T-Box, we are going to be the featured artist at T-Box Open Stage Night.
This is why I love
That's
Open
this
Stage
month?
Night. That's
this month's
month.
Open Stage Night, Bread and Butter String Band. Who else is in the ensemble with you, Lucas?
Parker Beard, he's a senior this year in high school, and Nick Vanderkroll, he's a sophomore.
And I was stalking their Facebook pages last night. They've got new photos of the three of them together, and they're really cute.
Parker plays violin as well?
Yep, and banjo. And Nick plays guitar, and we all sing.
And you all sing, and you play a little mandolin too?
That's right.
They even do covers of Mumford and Sons. I'm just saying, you don't want to miss Open Stage Night next week.
That's going to be cool.
Trust me.
Actually, a couple weeks from now, we've got a couple weeks to prepare ourselves.
Yes.
For Open Stage Night with the Bread and Butter String Band. Super duper.
So that's Open Stage Night. We've got Lucas and I together in the gazebo at Phelps Park on June 7th for Family Fun Night at Phelps Park as it kicks off Lawn Chair Night. And we have to thank Lissa Blake and everybody that puts together work on Lawn Chair Night. They do a really nice job. Then June 23rd, if I could put in another plug, Saturday night, June 23rd, Absolute Hoot, one of my bands, will be playing out at McCaffrey's Dolce Vita for their music series, which will be beautiful. And then during Nordic Fest, you can catch both Done Doing Laundry and Absolute Hoot, yes, at Nordic Fest.
And I wanted to add that Aiden Spencer will also be joining us
no
at
kidding.
T-Box. And she'll be singing and playing some guitar with us on some songs. So
See, look at all this music in Decorah.
Wow.
she'll be a guest, so that'll be great. And we're going to play at Nordic Fest also. So
I figured that was coming. can't have Nordic Fest without incorporating this kind of talent into the lineup. All right, looking forward to all these opportunities to hear you guys play.
And there's one more time. Are we playing together? No, actually, I'll be playing with Nori Hadley, another phenomenal violin player, on July 6th. It's a Friday night for the Art House Homebrew event. So we'll be sampling and playing.
All right.
And maybe by then I'll have Drink Until You Want Me written.
I hope you do.
Yeah.
I sure hope so. Would be a good place to debut that melody. So there will be opportunities to talk about these events as we get a little closer to them. You don't have to keep it all straight right now, but just stuff to put on your radar screen for hearing Lucas and Jenny together, and for hearing the Bread and Butter String Band, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All that good stuff.
A lot of fun.
So can we do one more song for you before we go?
Yes, please do. What are you going to leave us with?
I think we'll do a song that I actually wrote from my hubby, and I wrote it. I actually unveiled it to a group of party goers at my house during Nordic Fest weekend about 6 years ago. And the first guy that heard it, who had been festing quite hard, said, "I don't like it." So hopefully nowadays I've refined it enough that people like it, or I just chalk it up to he had too much Nordic festing. How about that? It's called Scenic Route.
First impressions aren't always the best impressions, Jenny.
I don't like it.
All right, let's hear it. Scenic Route from Jeni Grouws and Lucas Blekeberg, Artist Direct, brought to you by Holstrom Jewelers on Elm Street in downtown Cresco, right here on FM 100.5.
Walking all along the highway, my thumb is out, standing on the side. You're driving fast, going my way. You pull over and offer me a ride. I get in, say my name's Jenny. You smile at me and say that's nice. I look at you and wonder, can we just keep going and ride on through the night? Don't wanna stop, keep on driving through, coming and going, just enjoying the view. We'll take these curves, just me and you. Let's slow down and take the scenic route. The world is whipping by my window. You've shown me paths I've never known, but the further we ride, the more that I know. Here with you is where I feel at home. Don't wanna stop, keep on driving through, coming and going, just enjoying the view. We'll take these curves, just me and you. Let's slow down and take the scenic route. There's been times when this road felt so long, times I look for a better view. But darling, you've never steered me wrong, and there's one reason why I love this trip like I do, and it's because of you. Now we've been miles on this highway, and we've shared some bumpy rides, but I'm so glad you're still going my way. The world looks better when we're side by side. Don't want to stop, keep on driving through, coming and going, just enjoying the view. We'll take these curves, just me and you. Let's slow down and take the scenic route. Don't want to stop, keep on driving through, coming and going, just enjoying the view. We'll take these curves, me and you, and I thank you for taking the scenic route. The scenic route. Oh, let's go and take the scenic route.
Thank you for listening to Artist Direct, presented by Holstrom Jewelers, Elm Street, Cresco. Catch Artist Direct again next week, right here on FM 100.5 KDEC.